Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. This is Carol Matebula saying hi, 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 hi. We are here with Sister Dion, who does the most amazing artwork using mosaic. And I'm here to find out because I find mosaic very interesting. Really, really, I'm in love with mosaic. I thought, wow. Then when I saw her work and I thought, wow, an African sister doing mosaic. I'm gonna really, really find out and do my best to make it come into Vibrantly African. So you're gonna hear from her, and to my surprise, that actually mosaic has a very, very long history from Africa. So we're gonna find out from her. So let's find out from her. Hi, Sister Dion.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well. I'm very well, and I'm so honored that you have invited me here.
Oh, it's good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. So tell us a bit about yourself and what has inspired you.
Okay, so do you want the backstory?
The most interesting one, the one that still touches your essence because of you know where you began and you know where the oomph of this magic
where this
came from.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let me take you back to 2003. I was a legal secretary before I was an artist.
Yeah.
So I have no background in artwork at this point. I didn't study it or anything.
Right.
And so, but in 2003, I knew that I needed to do something creative, but I didn't know what it was. I thought it was something to do with fashion because I love clothes and I love dressing differently and making things a little bit different.
Yeah.
But it wasn't fashion, it was something else. So I basically got myself a prospectus and I looked through the pages and I was kind of just checking off to see what was resonating with me.
Yeah.
So, artwork, painting was like, nah, drawing, no. I was like going through and I saw mosaic. It's like, that looks interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't know anything about mosaics.
Yeah.
So I read a little bit about the little inscription there.
Yeah.
And because I was working in London at the time, I'm actually from Bedfordshire, so I was working in London, and I went along to a course in Camden.
Yeah.
And I did the course. By week, it was a 10-week course, but by week 2, I knew that this was something I found what I was looking for. And actually, I've got my piece here, my very first piece.
This is your first piece. Oh, lovely. Let's have a look at. Oh,
it's looking a little bit battered.
It looks like Messiah. Actually, it has a little bit of a touch of Messiah on it. I'm just gonna bring it closer to the viewers. Isn't that amazing? Beautiful.
Thank you.
So tell us a bit about it.
So this piece, she has no name actually, but she was inspired by some earrings that I was wearing. I knew I wanted to do something African inspired because when you see mosaics traditionally, or a lot of times you see mostly I don't know, floral designs and dogs and cats and landscapes and things like that. And I hadn't personally seen anything that was, relating to my history. So I wanted to find something, I wanted to make something that I could resonate with.
Right.
So I told you I couldn't draw or paint. Yeah. So I was thinking, how am I going to do this thing? Yeah. And these were inspired from earrings that I was wearing at the time. So anyway, I took one of my earrings down and I just put it on the table. Yeah. And I thought, right, I'm going to draw that. And I've probably still got the original drawing in my garage somewhere. Yeah. And I found myself drawing the outline with no mistakes. Incredible. I could not believe it. It was just like something else was guiding me. And I was just drawing. And I was like, oh, that was kind of easy. Yes. So at the time, I didn't connect it to anything. I just thought, oh, maybe I can draw. Maybe it's not that, not that difficult. Yeah. So I created this piece from that drawing. Yeah. And the way this is made, if I just turn it around here, this is something called weddy board. The actual backing is called weddy board. Right. And if I put it sideways, I don't know if you can see that. It's like polystyrene here.
That bluish color there.
Blue.
Yeah.
And a very, very thin layer of cement on the front and on the back of this.
Right.
And this is what tilers actually use in bathroom projects and things like that. So it's very light and durable, and you can cut it into any shape. So that's what this is made on.
Yeah.
But this actual design was made in reverse. So we were taught the ancient way of mosaic artwork. So working in reverse.
Yeah.
So if you can imagine like a piece of brown craft paper with my design printed on it, but in reverse, then you put the tiles on. Oh, where's my tiles? I'll have to grab some tiles.
Yeah.
Tiles will go on back to front.
Right.
So you have the underside facing up towards you.
Yeah.
These ones don't have a...
This one, okay, okay, yeah.
Facing up towards you. And then once that's all stuck down, and it's stuck down with like a paste that you've made. It's another ancient way of creating mosaics.
Yeah.
So it's you mix a paste of water and flour, so it becomes very sticky. And then you place your tiles down on top of that. And once it's all finished, obviously that's dried out.
Right.
You have your base.
Yeah.
Cut to size. You cover that with cement, and then your mosaic that you've created, you're placing it that way up, the other way up. So the paper is facing you now, not the mosaic.
Right.
It sounds confusing.
It sounds very complicated, but quite interesting. Very interesting.
So then once your mosaic, so this now is the right way up. So imagine that was covered with paper.
And this was your first masterpiece.
This is my very first.
But it looks so perfect. It looks, the measurements and everything, there's no gaps that are not
Oh my gosh, I can see gaps. I can see.
Yeah, for me it looks perfect.
If I was to do this piece again, I would know what I'm doing.
What you need to do.
Yeah, to make it look
How long did it take you, the study, before you could make your first masterpiece? How long did it take you for your study?
This one? Oh, the studying
yes,
itself
before you did this, was it? Yeah, how long was the study?
This is my very first. So when I just learned as I did it.
The first day.
So this piece took 10 weeks to do, and that was a 2-hour session each time I went.
And how many years was that?
Just 10 weeks. That was it.
Yeah.
And
but how many years was that when you entered this world of mosaic?
Oh, that was in 2003.
Yeah.
So that's taken me a little while to kind of almost perfect my craft. I won't say I've perfected it yet, because I'm still an avid learner.
Yeah. You call it special. You say my special. This is special. It is a special story. Yes. Is that a special story? How you created, or there's more story into it?
No, it's just the way it was created, and where the vision came from, and thinking to myself that I couldn't actually draw, and suddenly I was guided, definitely guided, and here I am now creating many different things just from this one thing.
Beautiful, beautiful. And what do you call it? What do you call hair?
Afro wild hair.
Afro wild hair.
Yeah, she's not really got. I change her name every now and again. Sometimes I call her wild hair or wild head, or so she hasn't got one. So
it goes
name.
with your mood. It goes with where you are.
Yeah,
and she gets interesting name for that moment. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So this is her first masterpiece, you guys, and isn't that amazing? Bringing Africa back to life. As I said, that there's a lot of power under African art. Creating a masterpiece, you put in your ancestral in there. You put in your soul, the story of the day.
The story, yes.
And that story of the day becomes the art.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yes.
This is how I feel. So we'll go back more, because I know that I'm gonna find out more. As you say that when you did this, you just suddenly draw, even though you didn't know how.
No.
How did that feel for you at that moment?
That moment just felt like ease, and it just felt like this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
I didn't know where it was going, but I just felt at ease. I can't explain it. I can't find the words. But from that piece onwards, I knew that I could not stop creating, and I only forced myself to stop because I had my 2 children in between that time, and when I started up again.
Beautiful. I love the colors as well. Gold, it has that coppery feel around it.
Slightly darker, isn't
exactly.
it?
Beautiful. Now tell us more. Yeah, just you know, take us to the journey of your world, because I know that there's more. Tell us more. So this was the first one.
So that was my first piece, and I brought it home and showed my partner, and he was just like blown away with what he saw.
Yeah.
And he said, "You have to create more of these." And I was going to anyway, but you know when someone just appreciates what you've done and encourages you to do more, and that's what he did. So I continued and made lots of different mosaics. I was just absolutely loving what I was doing.
Yeah.
My friends were seeing what I was doing, and they were like, "Can I buy that from you? Can I buy that from you?" I was like, "Sure." I have no idea on cost and value, nothing like that, because I knew what I was doing. It was just from my heart. I just loved doing what I was doing. One, and I had probably about 7 pieces. I didn't have many things. It was just very little. And I had like a very small table. Everything was just like so new to me, and I saw all these people around me were just like, you know, with their banners and everything, and I was just like there with maybe just a couple of business cards.
That's how it begins.
I was very green to arts and craft markets and things like that, so I thought now a customer came to the table, and she said, "Oh, what have you got? What have you got?" And I was just packing away. I said, "Oh, I've got this piece left. Well, these pieces, because I hadn't sold anything."
Oh.
And she said, "Oh, that one's nice. How much is that one?" And I just made up a price. "Yep, I have that." And she took that, and that just made me feel so good. She said, "Oh, someone bought my art. Yay!" So that was kind of, I thought, right, I'm going to do more of these and find out a little bit more of what I need to do next time to make it better. So that's basically what I did. I was kind of scouring the areas of where I could sell my artwork. I set up a website and, slowly started educating myself on social media and how it works. People actually approached me to do workshops as well, because I didn't even think about doing workshops. But it started off with someone saying, "Oh, could you do a children's workshop?" So sure. So I just basically got my leftover tiles and just like put them in a box. I got some square boards made, and just the children absolutely loved it. They absolutely loved it, and I thought, "Oh, this is good." And I started doing parties and things like that, and I thought, but these sort of things were kind of taking me a little bit away from my personal work. So I was getting, schools contact me. I'm moving on quite a few years now. So a lot of schools are contacting me and saying, "Could you help us with a mosaic project?" And I was saying, "Yeah, sure, I can do that." But I found that it was really taking me away from me creating what I wanted to create. So I kind of started doing less of that. And it's only like this year I've just started to really think, right, where is my art going? What do I really want to do with it? And just trying to connect more to my ancestors or to source, just to find out what is it I'm supposed to be doing here. And I'm feeling 3D sculpture mosaics, so something that's not flat, because most of my work is flat. But I did a course recently, because I wanted to learn how to do 3D sculpture. So I did a poly sculpting course, and this is the piece that I created.
I love hair. I love hair. I saw her earlier and I thought, wow, that looks amazing.
This is her. So she is inspired by Queen Ibia. So this was made from this is polystyrene, for those people who are not sure what this is. So she was made from one big piece of polystyrene, and I had to cut it down. If you go into my social media, you will see a little some footage of her process.
Which you don't know about it before we finish, definitely.
So doing this piece, again, I was in a completely different field of creativity, thinking, how am I going to get this square block into what you see here? And it was like, I don't know how this is going to happen. The teacher, she's fantastic. She did a really good job of helping me, or helping us all, because there's quite a few of us on the course.
Yeah.
But cut a long story short, got to a point. This was fine. This is her hat. Her I don't know what you call it. Anyway, I got to her face and I was like, I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to do this face. It just wasn't coming to me, and as to how. Because imagine that was completely straight, and that was just straight like that, and I just didn't have the visual how it's going to work. I had a little bit of help.
And have you done anything like this before? Or is it the first way that you?
This is the very first.
But it looks
time.
like you have done it before. The face and
Well, I kept looking at my images just to see which direction I was going, and once I knew where I was going, when I was molding and building my way, something else took over, and it was like, this is where you're supposed to be going now, with this 3D thing. Just the sculpting of her cheekbones, the nose, the lips, the face, the chiseling. When I was chiseling out the jawbone, it just felt so
the jaws
satisfying.
As well. They're so refined, isn't it?
Just chiseling her out.
I mean, look at her, very royally, very gracefully, isn't it?
Yeah.
And as I said, it reminds me of the old Africa. You know,
Yes.
this is how we used to look,
How we
like
used to look,
really,
yes.
really strong.
Very
isn't
strong
it?
features.
Yeah.
It's hard to see in this. Like, if I go back a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Very strong features. Very high cheekbones, wide nose. The lips. I
love the
I need
lips.
to make them a little bit bigger, but
I love the
So-
lips.
this is going to be covered in cement before I actually mosaic on top of her.
Yeah.
And I haven't quite decided on the tiles yet, but she is going to look stunning when she's finished.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is her, you guys. I'm gonna just lower the light a little bit so that you can see her to the fullness of her strength.
Oh, that's
Voila.
a bit better. Yeah.
This is who she is. I'm gonna go down again. There we go.
Okay.
This is her. Oh, look at that. And this is your first sculpture.
This is my first sculpture.
And did someone teach you, or this thing just came out of your being?
Oh,
The
I had to-
sculpturing.
No, I was taught how to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was taught how
Stunning.
to do this.
Stunning. Stunning.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So that's that. So I will be doing more.
Yeah.
But when she's finished, obviously you guys are going to see her.
Yeah.
So I'll just pop her back over here, out of the way. And I think I was on the road to actually creating her from this piece
There
here.
we go. I wanted to find out about that as well, because there's also that royal African.
This is quite heavy. This is the Olmec head. So you need to research what the Olmec heads.
Stunning, stunning, stunning.
And
Beautiful.
these were found in Mexico. And there's a bit of a mystery as to how they got these massive heads. If you can imagine there, I can't even remember the how heavy they were.
I'm gonna, yeah.
So
So you add.
So these Olmec heads were found at the bottom of a river in Mexico, and if you can imagine, the size of them were about 1.5 times the size of a regular person, like a man, a regular man, and the width was probably that.
Under the
double that.
water.
They were at the bed of the water. So I think maybe I don't know. They were visible basically, but they were found near the waterbed, and they were trying to figure out how these massive stones
Landed there.
got there, because there was no like visual, and nothing. There's no landscape that was moved or anything like that. So it's a bit of a mystery how they got there and what they are about, and they're all. They look very masculine. I haven't seen any feminine ones. They were all very masculine, but massive, huge stones.
Of African descendants?
African descendants, yeah. They've dated a few thousand
How
years old.
amazing. How amazing that
So
is.
this was my little rendition of that.
Yeah. How long did it take you to? to create that masterpiece?
This, I'm not sure. This was quite a few years ago I created this. And I made this, this is stone. So I've cut all these different stones. And this is stained glass and a bit of, and smalty. This is called smalty here. I don't think you can
I
see
love the
that
story
now.
behind.
I'll just-
Yeah,
There you go.
it's heavy. Oh, it's not looking
Took me
amazing.
a couple, probably about a week or so to finish. that.
Imagine having this on your wall as you enter your home. Big,
Yes,
you
a
know,
massive
massive one in your
A
big
3D
living room,
one would be
isn't
beautiful.
it?
Yeah,
Stunning, stunning, stunning.
thank you. Yeah,
Wow.
so that's one of my favourite pieces.
Yeah.
Put that one back over here.
And then what about her? The one with the snake over there, the Egyptian.
This is a male.
Ah, yes,
This is
yes,
Egyptian.
Yes. Aha.
Yeah, this is one of my original pieces actually. It's a pharaoh.
Yeah.
And my partner actually had the idea of putting that bit at the top
The
there,
snake.
the
Yeah.
snake head,
Yeah.
having it at the top rather than in the actual image
Exactly.
itself.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
yeah, so that's made from stained glass and ceramic porcelain tiles.
It actually looks like a snake, isn't it?
Yeah.
But a snake that protects him. You know, there's a massive myth around the snake and African people. We believe that snakes protect us.
They do protect us. Yeah.
Even
I'd
in our dreams. I'm one of those, when I dream about snakes, it means I gotta be very careful.
Okay.
And when I wake up and I've dreamed of a snake, I gotta watch what's gonna happen, either a day or a week.
Oh.
And definitely something will happen. Definitely.
Something good.
Something bad.
Oh,
So it always gives me a sign that be
a
careful.
warning.
Yeah, it's always
Right.
a kind of a warning.
It's a warning sign.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's stunning. That's stunning.
So,
I love
yes.
your colors as well. Your colors are so ethnic, isn't it?
Yeah, so when I first started mosaic work, that's what I was drawn to, more earthy colours. So I usually use a lot of browns and warm colours. But now I try and inject a lot more colour
yeah,
into my work. So I'm feeling more nature and
Yeah.
and that kind of spirituality around me.
beautiful.
Yeah, so before it was different, but now it's because even my first piece is just very 3 colours. That's
Exactly,
it.
exactly.
But now it's more colourful, and I've got like this.
Of
piece
course,
here.
that sister there, yes,
She's
very feminine,
matrix.
very feminine.
Honouring black
W-
women.
exactly. The body that is so loved is nowadays by the world, and I like that she sparkles, isn't it?
Yes.
As you turn her around, she's like the gold, isn't it? You
Yes,
know?
she's got a bit of shimmer to her.
It's so beautiful, and I love the way she's standing as well. It's like I'm a queen and I know it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, what inspired you on this one?
Well, she's one of 4 pieces that I did, and they're all the same shape but different. I filled them in differently, but this one is called Matrix, and the way I create, I don't necessarily have a vision, a full vision of what it's going to look like before I start. So I just have an outline, and then as I start creating, then it comes to me. So this one, as I did, I had the outline and I thought, okay, what am I going to do? What am I feeling? And then I just had this feeling of lines coming through, and I added a little bit of circular pieces here and there.
Beautiful.
And then when it was finished, matrix was the word that came to me.
Beautiful.
And
Beautiful.
I thought
the magic
matrix,
woman.
the what?
The magic woman.
The measured woman.
Magic, because
Oh, magic woman.
the magic woman.
Yes, and
Yeah.
also matrix is quite complex.
Yeah.
And women are quite complex. So it just kind of resonated. It just kind of fit the image there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And
Will
you
that
can't,
be
and
you?
it's all different textures as well. It's not all completely flat because I like texture. I discovered texture a few years ago and started creating pieces that had, you could put your hands over them and it wasn't completely flat.
Exactly.
I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah. Stunning.
Yeah. Thank you.
Now, will that be you? Would you classify yourself as her? Do you find yourself in there when you did that? Did you have yourself in mind, or you had the women of the world in mind?
No, just women of the world.
Women of the world.
But
yeah.
then I guess the complexity would be me.
I like that.
Because I think
like
I
that.
consider myself sometimes to be a little bit complex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have this, which I love very much. I keep on coming back to
okay.
it. What are these?
Well, this is one of my
Stunning.
signature pieces, actually. And this one, I created her because I just wanted to see what the black tile would look like in this kind of mosaic. Normally she has an earring on. So this is arranged. I've got a regal and a royal range.
Right.
She's the royal range. This is the royal crown.
Right.
And the regal range has more of a head like what you're wearing today.
Right. Beautiful.
So she's just like
a beautiful queen.
Just a plain piece. Yeah. And these are quite popular. Yeah, a lot of people like these type of mosaics.
Beautiful. And then this one here. I love that. I love the colors.
Oh, thank you so much.
Tell me about this one. Tell us about this.
This was an experimental piece, actually. And so if I turn it this way, you can see that it has a little disc at the bottom because it's actually a lazy Susan. And it rotates around. So I wanted to create something that you can have in your kitchen, or you can have it on your dining table, and you can put whatever you want to put, tapas on there, or you can put your bread on there, and then you just turn it round to your guests.
For the next year.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So that's where this kind of came from. I've seen a couple online. I thought, let me have a go at that. Yeah. And this shell in the middle here, because I like to use, where I can, I like to recycle and do things that are recycled rather than doing things from scratch. So I used this. This was like an old what do you call it? It was like it's a hanging ornament. So it had lots of shells on it. Yeah. But the ornament kind of broke and it just looked a little bit disheveled. So I just cut off all these shells and I thought, well, I gotta use that for something. Yeah. And that's where that came from. So this was the very first piece that I stuck in there, and then it just came. And you can't even tell that it was broken before, isn't it? No, it became alive. It became part of the piece. Yeah. It also looks a bit like an afro, don't you think? It does. It definitely does. Imagine that on my head. With a colour, what that you're wearing. Can you do that again? That looks stunning. That looks beautiful. And it's very carnival-like too. Indeed, yeah. Stunning. And what do you call it? What's the name of that? This one hasn't got a name. Would you like to name it? Of course. What will I call it? My God. What will I call it? I'm going to give it a name. You'll know about it, you guys, because the first thing that I came when I sat here, I went into it and I fell in love with it immediately. I leave this place with this in my heart. Oh, this is how I felt. You're going to leave it with you. This is going to come with you. What do you mean? This is for you. No. Yes. No. No, what do you mean? Yes, this is I love it. I have to clean it up a little bit. But I love it, sis. I came in and I looked at it and I thought, what a beautiful piece. Oh, thank you so much. Really, you're giving me this one? I am giving this to you. No, you're not. Yes, I am. You guys, it's just, look at it. It's just, I love it. My home. Yeah, I'm going to call you to my home for lunch or for something. Yes. My home, it's these colors. Oh, you're joking. I'm a woman with color. When you get to my home, you'll see. I've got the oranges, I've got the blues, I've got the blacks, so when you get to my home, I came in and I love this. I'm going to tell you what I saw out of this. Okay, go ahead. I'm intrigued. Guys, now this is feminine. I saw it as a feminine touch. I saw a woman. I thought this is a woman's vagina. Someone else has said that to me. Yes. I looked at it and I thought, a woman of the world, colorful, knowing who she is. She has been around the world, and wherever she comes in, she is a center stage, and yet her vagina stays calm and pretty. This is who she is, the goddess.
of the world.
Oh my goodness.
This is what I
love
thought.
that. I love that. I love to hear people's interpretation of of what they see through my art.
So that's her name, actually, the goddess of the world.
The goddess of the world.
Goddess of the world.
Okay, well, this is your
And you know
goddess.
what? I'm going to cherish this. I mean, I'm shocked. I didn't think, you guys, that I'm going to be going home with this. I mean, sis, really now. This is something really, really, it's a masterpiece. How many of them do you have?
This is the only one.
Yeah, the special one. Give me a hug. This is going to go in the video. Oh,
you are so welcome. And all my pieces are unique. I do not do duplicates. So whatever you
this
see,
is going to be...
That's it. No one else is going to have that.
And you know what? One day it will worth a lot. Because for me, when I say worth, it's not in money. It's this moment.
Oh, wow.
That I came in here and I saw this. Did you see what I did? I even held it. I was sitting there with it. And my eyes keep on going back to it.
Yes.
And I find myself in it. Thank you.
I'll
treasure it. So this guys, this is what a sister does. I just received this and I feel really honored. But now, this is what we do as people. This is how dynamic we are. And I can feel, I'm going to find out where was she when she designed this. Because this is so feminine.
Yeah.
This, it looks like a baby in a womb. You know, as a baby reoccur, as we become pregnant and we give life. That baby within the secrecy of the womb, this is what's happening when the baby is being created to come out of this door. This is the door of the world. This is the door of our lives.
You can see all that in this image?
I see feminine.
Yeah.
Feminine power out of this.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
This is it. Thank you so much. So we go further. A masterpiece of the day.
That's
so
amazing. I'm just touching on what people see from my artwork, because often when I'm creating, I don't have, you know, like this is what this piece is about. Yeah. It's just very organic. So I'll have like an image that comes into my mind, and I'll be like, okay, I want to try it and see what's going to happen from this. Yeah. And then as it evolves, then I start seeing my story in it. But then when people see it, they tell me their story, and I'm like, oh wow, that's powerful. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. So and I had one piece. Where was I? I was at a friend's house, I think. I was somewhere, and I know I was in a gallery, and I was exhibiting my pieces, and I had some in the window, and a lady came in, and she said, "Oh, who did the mosaics?" And I said, "Oh, well, I'm the artist." Yeah. And she said, "Oh my goodness," she said, "this reminds me of South Africa." So a Caucasian lady.
This is another piece that I find very, very amazing. I'm gonna just put off the light a little bit so that you can see it in its core. Definitely, look at that. Look at that. This is something to put in your home so that your kids can learn and read every day, to remind them that life begins. Snake speaks. Everything has words in it, isn't it?
Vibration.
So, vibrations, you know.
So I use these tile cutters here, and basically what I do is a lot of my tiles are this size, and I do also work with stained glass, but I'm working with these types of tiles. I get my cutters and I place them right in the center. Hope you can see that. And basically squeeze. And it's as simple as that, really. And so to create shapes, sometimes I draw on the actual tile itself, and then I just cut around the shape itself. Yeah. Or sometimes I just do it by eye. So just to create, you know, angled things. I don't know if you can see that very well here. Yeah. So it's very simple. And then when I'm using stained glass.
And which ones are the stained glass?
So my stained glass, I'll get a piece from here. Here's a very small piece of stained glass.
Those are stunning.
And basically,
are they made out of crystals? Are they crystals?
No, this is like it's glass with pigment in it.
Aha.
Well, however, I think they make glass out of sand.
Right, and then they put pigment
And then
in
it's
it.
melted down and it's all done
Beautiful.
organically like that. But to create my pieces with this, I use my my pistol grip, and I basically run this. Imagine this is on the table, so I run this along, and it makes a scoring sound, and then I snap it or break the tile with my snappers here, and it will just break in half or break wherever the score line is. So that's how I create break my tiles.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so that's it. And when I start with my mosaics, I always start with a very simple design, so it's not anything too complicated. So it's a very, very simple outline, and then my inspiration and the color and what I want to do just comes as I'm actually creating. That's how I create.
Now, 3 questions. Where are you going? Where are you going with this?
Right, where am I going?
What's the future?
The future is for me to be known as the mosaic artist who creates African-inspired artwork. I would really love for a lot of people to see what I do because it's completely unique and different. I also like to teach people as well, so especially the youth. And I see myself in Africa teaching young children how to create mosaics and beautifying their areas of where they're from.
You would also be giving workshops at Vibrantly African. Will it be something that you would be doing?
Workshops as well, so you can learn how to do this as well. I'll be able to teach you very quickly how to cut the tiles, and you can go home and create your own pieces.
Now, if you have to give words of inspiration to those out there who wants to do things that they want to do, but they think that they can't, what would be your message?
Oh my goodness, go for it. Be in action, be inspired. You do not have to be an artist to be able to do what I do, or anything. If you wanted to, if there's something out there that you really resonate and you're really passionate about, find out a little bit more about that subject and just go for it. Don't be put off by thinking that you can't do something, because you can. There's always a creative person inside. There's always somebody in there that's, when I say somebody in there, I mean that real person that inside of you who can do whatever it is you want to do. So never be afraid and just go for it.
Thank you, sister. That's a wrap. So are we seeing you at Vibrantly African on the 28th?
Vibrantly African on the 28th of September.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Guys, that's a wrap. And this is another thing. I don't know, did we talk about that? I love these colors as well here.
Well, this is my sample board, actually. This is called Smalty. And these pieces, well, I don't have time to actually talk about how they're made, but this is only a small section of the colors that are available in this type of glass. There's hundreds of colors.
And where do they find you in terms of media, and what's your website, and how do you get found?
So to find me, I'm on most social media platforms. So I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Houzz, H-O-U-Z-Z. H-O-U-Z-Z. And you can find me, and my website is www.qumamumosaics.co.uk. So qumamu is spelled Q-E-M-A-M-U. Mosaics is M-O-S-A-C-I-C-S.co.uk. And if you Google Qumamu Mosaics, you will find me on most platforms, yes.
Thank you so much, sis.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for my magical woman. The goddess of the world.
Goddess of the world.
Yes, goddess of the world. Thank you so much.
It's been fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Till next time.
All right.
Hey guys, that's a wrap. Thank you so much. Bye bye.